Now at 7:30 on WKYT this morning, family and friends of a missing Nelson County mother are still holding out hope that police will find her. The latest details on Crystal Rogers' disappearance ahead.
Also, we're following a story overseas. A hostage situation in Bangladesh ended overnight. We'll have the latest details on that attack coming up.
And we're looking ahead to 4th of July celebrations here in the U.S. and, of course, in Kentucky. We'll also have tips on how to stay safe this holiday weekend. That's ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. You see all those fireworks. You got to be careful with those things.
Yeah, you do. It's a big weekend. Everybody's got the fireworks. Looking forward to the big fireworks, but not so sure about the weather.
Oh,
yeah.
Everybody's anticipating this rain coming in, right, Mike?
Well, Michelle and Sean, Mother Nature has her own fireworks, and it looks like they'll arrive Sunday evening into Monday. Thunderstorms are well on the way for the 4th of July holiday weekend, but right now, things are quiet. On the Defender Radar Network, we're just simply not seeing very much of anything. Mild air is dominating, and that's keeping temperatures a little bit cooler than where we've been lately. Right now, the low 60s and upper 50s. It certainly feels different outside. But if we take a wider look at what's to come, look at all of this active weather. This is from the Nebraska area southward all the way into Oklahoma. So a big storm system with a lot of rain is pushing eastward, and that is going to bring heavy rain, the thunderstorms, and a flash flood threat from Sunday evening through Monday. Of course, that's right into the holiday on Monday. So coming up for my full forecast, I'll take you hour by hour through the holiday weekend, show you when the rain arrives and what could also be on the way along with that rain that could put a damper on any 4th of July holiday plans you might have.
Mike, thank you. Tomorrow is a sad anniversary for a Nelson County family. It marks the day 1 year ago that Crystal Rogers disappeared.
And there's still no sign of the Nelson County mother, but her family is not giving up hope. WKYT's Mike Byer joins us from our live desk this morning with the latest on the case. Mike?
A prayer service for Crystal Rogers will be held Tuesday night at 8 at St. Thomas Church in Bardstown. Members of Rogers' family, including her children, plan to be there. This after the mother disappeared roughly 1 year ago. Police found Rogers' car along the Bluegrass Parkway near Bardstown. The Nelson County Sheriff now says he does not expect to find Rogers alive. Rogers' boyfriend, Brooks Houck, has been named a suspect in the case, but he has not been charged. Crystal Rogers' mother says the family has a sign on the Bluegrass Parkway. She says she hopes somebody will come forward with information because she says the pain of losing her daughter is as strong now as the day she disappeared.
It feels like yesterday to me that she's been gone, and it just feels like yesterday. The pain is there just like as of yesterday.
Investigators are analyzing a car that could be the big break in this case. The car used to belong to the grandmother of Brooks Houck. Now those results are expected back within the next month and a half. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, Bryan Station Road is back open after a serious crash shut down the road for hours. Police say the driver of this car went off the road and hit some trees at 2:30 this morning. We're told the driver was the only person in the car, and he was taken to UK Hospital with life-threatening injuries. And we don't know his condition this morning, and police are still investigating the cause of the crash.
Also here in Lexington, police say 4 people were injured after a neighborhood argument turned violent. This all happened last night on Honey J Court off Center Parkway. Police say a married couple was beating up a woman. Police say the husband of the woman who was getting beat up came outside and stabbed the other man. Police tell us that man was stabbed in his torso and he was taken to UK Hospital with what we're told were potential life-threatening injuries. We don't have his condition this morning. Police also said 2 children and their mother all had minor injuries. They say at this time the man who's responsible for the stabbing is not facing charges. They say they're investigating it as a claim of self-defense.
Lexington police now say crimes at 2 businesses Wednesday could be connected. They released this surveillance picture from an attempted robbery at Chuck E. Cheese and another picture from a robbery at the Dollar General on Bryan Station Road. Police say the suspect descriptions in both crimes are similar. At Chuck E. Cheese, they say a man pretended to be interested in a job, then claimed he had a gun and was robbing the business. But police say he left without taking anything. At Dollar General, police say a man implied he had a weapon and stole money.
A man who admitted playing a role in a Lexington murder has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. Timothy Ballard pleaded guilty to kidnapping and evidence tampering in the 2013 death of Alex Johnson. Police said Johnson was beaten to death and stuffed into a barrel. Ballard's attorney says he has remorse and prays for Johnson's family every day.
He's very sorry. The only thing he can do is what he has done.
Last month, Ballard testified against Mark Taylor, who was convicted of murder in Johnson's death. A jury recommended a 49-year sentence for Taylor.
We're following a story overseas this morning. A hostage situation at an upscale restaurant in the capital of Bangladesh ended overnight. Police stormed the restaurant after armed militants took dozens of hostages. At least 20 people are dead, and hospital officials say others are injured. CBS's Marley Hall has details from New York.
Bangladeshi security forces used armored vehicles to move in after a more than 10-hour-long hostage situation at a restaurant in the capital of Dhaka. As many as 9 attackers armed with automatic weapons and grenades opened fire at a restaurant popular with foreigners in the diplomatic section of the city Friday evening. Officials say police killed at least 6 militants and captured others and freed more than a dozen hostages. The attack happened not far from the U.S. Embassy.
We have accounted for all Americans working under Chief of Mission Authority.
At least 2 police officers were killed. The gunmen took dozens of hostages, including several foreigners. Japan and Italy reported some of their citizens were among those held. Officials said the attackers had not responded to authorities' calls for negotiation. Islamic extremists claimed they were responsible for the attack. ISIS reportedly posted photos of hostages lying in pools of blood, but the claims of responsibility and the pictures have not been confirmed. The attack was launched during the final days of Ramadan, the Muslim holy month. Marley Hall, CBS News.
President Obama was briefed on the situation.
Back here in the United States, House Democrats are against a Republican plan aimed at keeping guns out of the hands of suspected terrorists. The bill would give the Justice Department 3 days after the fact to decide if a suspected terrorist should be allowed to buy a gun. That bill is up for a vote next week. Now, Democrats say the bill was authored by the NRA and does not go far enough. Republicans say the plan is appropriate given the recent attacks. Despite that Democratic opposition, the GOP majority is expected to pass that bill.
A Central Kentucky man facing dozens of animal cruelty charges is now out of jail. Investigators say he abandoned 43 horses in Mercer County. Charles Burrell bonded out of the Boyle County Jail. Police are still looking for his daughter, Maria Burrell, a well-known horse trainer. She's facing the same animal cruelty charges. Now, as volunteers continue caring for the dozens of horses abandoned at a Mercer County farm, donations of supplies are pouring in from around the United States. So you might start celebrating 4th of July a little early this weekend with your own fireworks, but Lexington city leaders have a reminder.
Yeah, Lexington ordinance passed years ago bans any fireworks that fly up into the air and explode. That includes fireworks like Roman candles and bottle rockets.
They're high-grade flammable products, and they can ignite at a very high temperature and cause extensive burns.
Firefighters say in general, if you're lighting up fireworks this weekend, make sure you do it away from buildings, people, and cars.
So here's some information about Lexington's fireworks show. It's on Monday night. So no one will be allowed in the Arboretum after 8 that night. The Arboretum is shaded yellow on this map you can see right here. Parking and viewing areas are set up around Commonwealth Stadium. The lots on the south sides of the stadium will be for parking and viewing the fireworks. The north side lots are for parking only.
And the fireworks display starts at 10 o'clock. The city is encouraging people to arrive about an hour earlier. LexTran will run shuttles to and from the Transit Center for $1 each way. Commonwealth Stadium won't be open, but you can park for free in the parking lots around the stadium to watch the fireworks.
And there's going to be a lot of grilling going on this weekend. Here are a few safety tips from the U.S. Fire Administration to protect you and your guests. Only use your grill outside and keep it away from siding and deck rails. Keep a 3-foot safe zone around your grill to keep kids and pets safe. And open your gas grill before lighting and keep an eye on your grill, fire pit, or patio torches. A Lexington business has found a creative way to celebrate Independence Day this year. When workers at Paul Miller Ford couldn't find a flag big enough for their dealership, they decided to make their own. They used 123 red, white, and blue vehicles, and they created a giant 22,000 square foot likeness of the American flag. Check that out.
Very cool. I had to take some serious planning you can see they're kind of guiding the vehicles back and forth.
Very creative.
A long day to get that thing ready. Very cool. Time is now 7:40 on your...
Active weather is well on its way, and it looks like it could arrive just in time for the holiday on Monday. I'll break down the potential severe weather threat coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with Mike Linden.
Well, if you have any plans to be outdoors for the holiday weekend, Mother Nature might want you to think again, especially heading into the holiday itself on Monday. So let's start with what we're dealing with right now, and the answer is not a whole lot. The Defender Radar Network sweeping the skies, but finding a whole lot of nothing out there as we get our Saturday morning started. Well, the same can't be said for what's off to our west. Pretty messy for spots like Kansas, Iowa, Nebraska. Heavy rain along this warm front, and that is pushing eastward right on into the bluegrass. Think of that warm front as a ramp for that active weather to just slide on in to the bluegrass. Now, along with this heavy rain, the fact remains that we'll be seeing it in a very short window of time, Sunday evening and into Monday. And for that reason, a flash flood threat will be one of our biggest concerns here moving into the holiday on Monday. Like I mentioned, though, today, Saturday, looking like the best day of the bunch, really. The lower 80s under mostly cloudy skies. Maybe not the prettiest day out there for you, but nonetheless, active weather looks to hold off for at least another day. A few spots could get in on some scattered showers and potentially a few stray thunderstorms, but those will mainly be to the south and southeast later this afternoon. We're looking at spots like Laurel County, Breathitt County, Perry, Bell, Harlan counties. Nothing that should really impact Kentucky as a whole, and even for those counties that I just named off, it doesn't look like it's going to be a washout by any stretch. Could just be a little wet, but overall, if you need to mow the lawn, today is the day to do so. Because as we get into the second half of your weekend, that's where things start to become a little more active. We're mainly watching northern and central Kentucky, north of I-64, where things are going to be the messiest. Because watch what happens as we head into the afternoon and evening. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Starts to get a little messy. There's thunderstorms, of course, along the southeastern mountain chain, certainly something to watch out for as well. But watch what happens along that northern Kentucky zone. That active weather stays with us from 7 o'clock through the evening, and it looks to be rather heavy at that point. The yellows, oranges, and even the little red there, those are some heavy downpours, not to mention lightning along with that too. Notice now into Monday, still looking at this area in northern Kentucky. This is why flash flooding is going to become an issue, because even into Monday afternoon, the afternoon of the 4th of July, things are still wet at that point, not really going much of anywhere. So the widespread thunderstorm threat looks to encompass most of Kentucky, especially northern zones, moving through Sunday evening and into Monday. In fact, almost the entire state as a whole will be under a risk for severe weather. A slight risk, but a risk nonetheless. Few of these storms could become strong to potentially severe. That flash flood threat certainly remains number one as to what we could end up seeing here the next few days. More than an inch of rain, potentially even 2 inches for some northern Kentucky spots, and that's just Sunday through Monday. So a rather short period of time for us to get in on a lot of rainfall. But as far as the feel, how it's going to feel outside, much cooler than normal through your holiday weekend. The lower 80s and upper 70s. That's, in fact, for the holiday itself on Monday. 79 for your high. It's going to be pretty overcast, and as you just saw, pretty wet as well. So having a backup plan for the holiday, certainly not a bad idea.
And be careful Sunday with that rain, right?
Well, you don't want to get stuck outside, that's for sure.
Cool.
So your time is 7:46.
We'll have more news when we return.
Good morning. I'm Bill Bryant. As you travel around for the 4th, beware that crooks may be trying to get your credit card info at the gas pump. Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles joining me on Kentucky Newsmakers. Good morning. I'm Bill Bryant. We hope you're enjoying your weekend. A record number of Americans expected to travel for this 4th of July holiday weekend. And as you fill up your gas tank, the State Agriculture Commissioner is asking you to be aware that crafty crooks may be trying to steal your credit card information at the gas pump. Commissioner Ryan Quarles talks with me about that and other issues on Kentucky Newsmakers. What is the problem with this? What is going on? People are losing their personal identification and credit card numbers while they're pumping their gas.
That's right. It's unfortunate that criminal behavior occurs at gas pumps through what's called skimmers. Skimmers are illegal apparatuses attached to gas pumps, which, unbeknown to a consumer, steals that credit card information. That credit card information is later sold or used for identity theft purposes. And in the United States, over $3 billion is lost due to credit card theft at gas pumps. So the Department of Agriculture, every year we inspect over 60,000 gas pumps across Kentucky. And it only takes a couple extra seconds for our inspectors to take a visual look when they're opening up those panels while they're checking the seals and filters to see if these skimmers or hardware have been attached to these gas pumps. And so we're proud to partner with local law enforcement across the state to help cut down on consumer fraud. And the Department of Agriculture is going after credit card debt, maybe not debt, but credit card theft here in Kentucky.
And Commissioner, you said that these are installed very quickly. There's even been a revelation now that in some cases they're using a Bluetooth technology so that they don't even have to really go back to the pump to steal the info.
That's right. The skimmers we see increasingly have become more sophisticated, and a single skimmer can steal up to 500 credit cards in a single session. It doesn't take but a couple hours. And in a state with major interstate travel, with I-75, 64, and 65, gas pumps located near these crossroads of intersection are usually targeted, but they can be attached to anywhere in our state. And it really only takes a small amount of time for a lot of damage to occur.
What can people do as a preventive measure? I mean, is there such thing as, holding your hand over your card or anything like that that helps, or this is stolen internally in the pump, right?
Kentuckians can play a part. The best thing a consumer can do is just take a look at the gas pump, and if it looks like it's been tampered with, sometimes there's security tape attached to the panels of gas pumps. If it's been broken, if the lock to the gas pump has been pried open or the doors look damaged, just talk to the gas pump attendant and they'll check it out for you.
You have said that people should routinely monitor their credit card statements just to be sure there isn't a charge there for somewhere you haven't been or where you have been.
That's right. The best thing you can do is check your credit card statement every month and see whether or not things appear that you did not buy. And credit card companies today are cutting down on credit card theft and consumer fraud, and in most cases they're very great to work with. And so we're just going to do our part at the Department of Agriculture at no additional cost to the taxpayer to look out for credit card skimmers.
Now you can see the full interview with Commissioner Quarles and hear from historian Ron Bryant about the importance of America's Independence Day celebration and the risks that the Founding Fathers took at the time. Kentucky Newsmakers will air in its entirety tomorrow morning at 6 on WKYT. It repeats tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the CW Lexington. Set your DVR or catch it then. I'm Bill Bryant. We'll be right back on WKYT This Morning.
Welcome back. Your time is 7:55 on this Saturday morning. This next story is really cute, and it's a cute way to end your Saturday morning.
Yeah, you can't beat this. This kitten did not let a wall get in its way. Instead, it brought one of those cheesy motivational poster poses to life. Kitten scales the wall of its enclosure. She wants to see her little friend there. This is in a pet shop in Taiwan. Wanted to hang out with the neighbor who happens to be a very excited puppy.
Oh, and then they're friends. Look
they
at
are
that.
friends forever. You know, when you got your best friend in the enclosure next door, you got to climb the wall and get up there. Can't
That was
beat
very inspirational,
Oh,
Sean.
yeah,
I like
you
that.
can do it. Here's what's coming up next on CBS This Morning, Saturday.
Is ISIS to blame for an attack at a Bangladesh cafe that killed at least 20 and injured dozens of other people? Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest.
And stay tuned to CBS Saturday This Morning to see a local chef on the dish. Chef Wita Michael is the owner and chef at several restaurants here in Central Kentucky, including Smithtown Seafood and the Windy Quarter Market and restaurant here in Lexington. That is ahead. You'll see her right here on WKYT.
I'm actually tweeting her right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Hoping she'll do an interview
Yeah.
about her interview. What do you think of that?
Well, if you plan on spending any time outside for your Memorial or for your 4th of July holiday weekend, things are going to be quite active, especially as we head into the holiday itself. Today actually might be the best looking day. The strong storms get here Sunday into Monday. A chance for some flash flooding too.
Thank you, Nancy. Have a good one.
Have a great Saturday, everyone.